Mark, thanks very much. I'm joined here by the state Republican Party Chairman, Lenny Curry, who's, of course, watching the events here, this presidential primary. You're neutral in this race, but any doubt in your mind, first of all, that the winner here in Florida is going to become the nominee?
They come out of Florida certainly with a head of steam, great momentum into the other states, but we have to let the process play itself out. Again, the ability to compete and win in a state with 10 major media markets, the diversity here really sends a candidate to the other states with momentum.
This is a test for the nation as a whole?
Absolutely. It's a test for electability in general election, the ability to appeal to a diverse electorate, and also the ability to organize.
Yeah, and right now, again, you're neutral in this race, but you've seen the poll numbers showing Mitt Romney with a double-digit lead here. Is there any reason our viewers shouldn't look at those poll numbers and think that's reality here?
Well, look, there's different polls. There's some that show 5 or 6 points, some that show double digits. No telling what. Well, it's all going to depend on turnout. So anything could happen today and tonight. The only poll that matters is election night.
Yeah. The negativity that we've seen in the campaign here, you turn on the local news here, and it is everywhere. Nasty on both sides. Ultimately, is that doing more harm than good to the Republican Party?
It's not healthy. I guess if the silver lining is that we're vetting, these guys are vetting each other internally, so it'll be old news when we get to a general election. The most painful part of these attacks for me as a Republican and as a business person are the attacks that go after the free enterprise system and how an individual makes a living. And frankly, both candidates have done it. It's gone both ways.
Yeah. You mentioned the economy here. You are a business person, an accountant by training. Your sense right now of the Florida economy, you suggested to me, even though we've got a 9.9% unemployment rate here, you think it's improving. Does that mean that voters going to the polls today, maybe that's not their number one issue?
No, let me say, Florida's at a 31-month low on unemployment, and I believe that's directly attributable to the pro-business environment and policies of Governor Rick Scott. We've seen private sector jobs created here, heading in the right direction because of good, solid policy. Still have a ways to go. So this is what voters are concerned about. Job creation, free enterprise equals opportunity for today and for the next generation.
Now, I have to tell you how big a slice of the electoral pie this is come the general election. There are going to be some folks over at the White House saying improving economy in Florida may have something to do with the president's policies. How are you going to challenge that?
Well, look, even as they talk about job creation, there's a stark contrast between their philosophy of job creation and our philosophy. They believe that government should control some level the means of production and consumption. We believe the free enterprise is the best place to do that. Even with an improving economy nationally, we have to stand for what we believe, and that is the moral case for free enterprise.
Let me just ask you finally about moving the primary up here in Florida. It was controversial. You lost half your delegates as a result, only 50 as opposed to the 100. It's winner take all. At the end of the day, is that the right decision for Florida to make Florida Republicans?
Florida legislature, a committee appointed by the legislature, made that decision based on what they thought was the best interest of 4 million registered Republicans, and right now I'd say they're looking pretty smart.
The world is watching Florida.
That's right.
All right. Listen, Chairman Curry, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much for joining us here on Bloomberg. Mark, we'll send it back to you from Tampa, back to you in New York.